Hello, I'm Sean. Welcome to the Happy Ass Ranch YouTube channel. I appreciate you clicking on. Today we're going to clean a moose skull. We're going to steam it and then power wash it. It goes pretty good. Once you got your setup, it's a pretty easy way to do it. I know here it's $400 to $500 to clean the skull, so anytime you can save a few bucks, that's always nice. I got this moose last week in Alberta, and so it's a fresh skull, so it should clean pretty easy. And I cleaned a lot of the meat off. I'll show you. It's pretty clean. So it'll steam. It shouldn't take too long to steam it. I'm gonna steam it for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most, and then we'll clean it off. And then if it needs to be steamed more, we'll go more. So let me get squared away here, get the camera set up, and I'll show you how I do it. All right, so here's the skull. You can see I've cleaned it off quite a bit. I got the upper palate off and everything too, so that'll make that easier. And I've got the brains removed. All I do to remove the brains is I'll take some wire coat hanger and I just cut them to about 8 inches long, cut a bunch of like 6 or 7 pieces of them, and I put those in my drill, and then I stick that inside of the brain cavity there, and then just turn the drill on, and it basically makes soup out of it pretty quickly. So then you just flush that out. It's really easy. So the first step is we're gonna have to put a trash bag on this, so I use a heavy duty trash bag, and we're gonna have to manipulate the trash bag around this thing to seal it up and everything. This trash bag's pretty giant, but it's heavy duty, so that's kind of what I want. And obviously, you know, you put this over, you gotta have to go around the antlers. I'll show you how I do that. So, we'll go here. Put that in first. And then that's gonna go there. So now you're going to have your opening, and then you're just going to wrap this around, and then you're just going to duct tape the hell out of this thing, so no steam can get out of this thing. So you got to make sure you put your hose in. And I'll show you that setup here pretty quick too. So I put the hose in the back. Wrap that there. And then just start duct taping a little at a time. So basically what this does is I have a 5-gallon metal gas can, and what I did is I welded on a cap and then a piece of 3/4 inch thread, black pipe, and now I have a clothes washer hose because it's metal, so you don't have to worry about it melting or anything or getting too hot. And then I just put it on the turkey baster, the turkey roaster, what the hell do you call that? The turkey roaster. Shit, my brain just took apart. That's what happens when you get older, kids. The stove there. Anyway, so the water's gonna boil, and then the only way for this steam to escape is going to be through the hose, and then it'll come around through here and steam this little rascal. So take your time and make sure you get this really good. It's not too overly difficult, you just got to get started with it. And I like to seal it up really good. You're probably going to have to do this twice just because you're going to check it and then you're probably going to do it again, more than likely. So let's get this wrapped there. That one's done. And you don't want to get the trash bag so tight that it doesn't expand, because you want it to expand. So the steam gets all over in there. So I'm just gonna go about this. You can get it around, you can get it tight around the antlers. What I like to do is take half, that way, so the antlers, the bone on the antler is pretty clean already. And I'll take that down, that side. That one down on this side. So the antlers are done there. Now I'm just going to start adding tape to seal this thing up. And once this starts steaming, if you miss spots, you're going to know, because that's where your steam's going to come out. And you do need to vent it, because what this will do is it'll expand and then just make a little vent hole. Since my hose is going in from the back, I vent it from the front. Damn, it's been raining for... I got home Thursday night and it was raining. Or Thursday around noon it was raining. It's been raining all day yesterday, all day today. So this is my setup. So basically, part of the brake gas tune, I welded the cap on there and then welded this fitting on top of that. You make a little vent. Let's put a little bolt, pull it with a bolt in it so I can, when I fill it full of water, I can vent it. And then just screw that on there. Then you're just going to start it. Once that starts boiling, you're going to start steaming off in there. And then you don't want to start counting the time until you start seeing the steam. And then once you do that, like you could have like a deer skull or something, a smaller skull, you know, hour. Sometimes you have, I think pretty clean, an hour is pretty good. I'm going to go an hour and a half on this one, maybe a little longer, just because it's bigger skull. They got nasal cavities, got cartilage in there, huge. So, I'm going to do it just a little bit longer than that. So, I'll get this going and I'll show you once it starts steaming what that looks like. Alright, it's been an hour and a half. So I'm gonna open it up and then I'll power wash this thing off, and I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna need some more time, so but we'll power wash it what we can off, and then we'll, if we need to, we'll go back and do it again. So open it up. Oh, smells like soup. Not good soup. Ooh, doesn't that make you hungry? Yeah. All right. Lots of stuff ready to come off of there, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to need another one, but that's all right. All right, so now I'll take it over there where I got my pressure washer set up. Let's go do that. Perfect. Pretty clean. I'm gonna steam it for just a little bit more. I still got a little bit of stuff in there, but not, it ain't much. Look at that. And the one thing I did do, forgot to mention, that's pretty important, is wrap up your antlers. That way, if you happen to touch them with your damn sprayer, you can see where I sprayed off a little bit of his color. I'll have to fix that. So, yeah, you want to watch that. If you just tape them up, then you shouldn't have any problems. I'll put cellophane down and then I'll tape over them. Typically, I got excited about being almost done and then forgot about it. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty damn clean. And I let him steam for an hour and a half. So I'm gonna go let him steam for probably another hour. Maybe not even that long. I mean, it's really quite done, to be honest with you. Just get a little bit more inside the brain cavity, get that stuff out of there, shrink it up. But all right, let's go back in there and reset up. All right, there it is. After it was two and a half hour. I did a hour and a half steam, sprayed it off, but you saw that, and then I did another maybe an hour, and well, it's already drying up too, and then sprayed it off some more. So you can see, I mean, it's all good. So now I'm just going to put the peroxide gel on there and let that sit for 5 or 6 hours, and then rinse that off. And it's a paste, so you just basically brush it on everywhere, and that's what's going to make it nice and white. So I'm going to get the paste out and get that started, and then go from there. All right, so this is the peroxide gel that I use. It's Salon Care, it's the 40 strength. So let's put that on there. I just brush it on. Just do not get it on the skull. I mean on the antlers. The skull is what you want, huh? Obviously. The nice thing is you don't have to, you know, you take it in somewhere, you know, you take it to your taxidermist, and he's going to charge you, you know, well, my taxidermist is, for a moose skull, it's $550. So, and then I'm, you know, 4 or 5 months away from having it again, you know, so that's not very fun, you know. And this, technically tomorrow, will be dry, and I'll be able to hang it up tomorrow. Got a nice big herd of elk out behind the house here. And the dog, once they start moving around, the dog hears them, smells them. And yeah, this, unfortunately, this stuff you can't just throw in the trash, because it's not good for the environment. So you have to take this down to your local landfill, and they'll charge you like 20 bucks to throw this away. Just kidding. Cool. All right, let me go wash this off, and we'll come back after 5 hours, 6 hours. Probably just hook back up tomorrow, and probably just let it sit overnight, because it's going to be 10 o'clock before it's done drying. So, all right, cool. All right, got the peroxide rinsed off. Looks pretty dang good. I'm gonna definitely do one more. See if I can't get some of this yellowing on there to white out, but I gotta let this thing dry for a little bit. That way it doesn't get watered down when I put the peroxide on. I want it full strength, baby. Okay, so I decided against putting a second layer of peroxide on there. I don't think it needs it after looking at it. So I think it looks pretty cool. So put a wire hanger, just use some baling wire, tripled it up. It's gonna be plenty strong to hold the back end of it. I'll show you how I did that. And appreciate you watching the video. If you could like and subscribe, that would be great. That would help me out. Just getting started, so I'm gonna try to post a lot of videos. So let me show you the back end of this thing. Okay, So all I did was there's some holes that go back into the brain cavity on either side. And I just take my baling wire, and in this case I tripled it up. You can do as much as you want. And then you're going to go in through here and just bend your ends up and then fish it through there. It's really easy. I've got quite a few skulls that they all have that wire, so they're all plenty strong. I mean, this skull's not as heavy as a couple of my elk skulls. Yeah, that's it. So let's get this rascal on the wall.